I've no graphics, but you can go online and have a look. Really dead straightforward. I apologise if the sound's bad. I will be buying a new microphone soon. I've just splashed out on a brand new monitor yesterday. It cost me a lot of money. Curved monitor to help me editing. Anyway, bit noisy. I should have made this video when I went down the back streets. So there's two main types of oil level sensors. There's capacitive and there's ultrasonic. How does it work? Well, capacitive has two plates, and in between those plates sits the engine oil. Now, oil is what's known as a dielectric material, and as the oil sort of level drops down a bit, it changes the capacitance, and from the capacitance, the sensor can work out, or well, the engine ECU will work out the oil level. Basically, I might do a video on this one day. Someone asked me, but I just don't have the time at all. So, next one is the ultrasonic sensor. How does that work? Well, that's even easier. Same as a parking sensor. Same as insects on me here. This time of year, there's loads of insects. So, ultrasonic works by bouncing radio waves off a surface like sonar, basically. So, it hits the oil level, and as the oil's above it, and it bounces back. And the time taken for it to hit the oil level, which is a solid, kind of a solid surface for, as far as ultrasonics go, and bounce back, the time taken in milliseconds, again, just like the capacitive, the ECU will work out that, the oil level from that. Basically, that's it. And that's all there is to it. And people get them people get confused by these oil sensors. They're really, really straightforward. They're really, really straightforward. They're usually connected to the engine ECU on a LIN, local interconnect network bus, or single wire bus, and they simply have a ground and a power supply. So there's usually 3 wires. So all you need to do to determine have you got a faulty oil level sensor, well, first of all, not so easy to check the oil level itself. If it's moaning about the oil level on the car, you'd have to drain the oil and measure it into a measuring jug. And if it's low, then it's low and the sensor's working. If it's not low and it's normal level, say 5 litres, and you drain 5 out, or as close to 5 as possible, obviously the sensor's knackered. If you've got a ground, you've got a live. If you've got a LIN signal, and you've got no other faults, and you've got like some type of communication from the engine ECU on that LIN bus, then yeah, it's a knackered sensor. That's it. You don't need to worry about how the sensor works. It's good for your own personal development to know how these systems work, but will they help you diagnose it? Not really. Not really, if you think about it. You can't see inside the oil pan, but what you can do is you can know how the system works and any possible limitations. For example, you might have some issue with some contamination of the engine oil, which, for example, fuel or stuff like that, which could thin it out, make it less dielectric. Water, for example, that type of stuff. Not really. There's no real way to diagnose these things, like unless you can open it up on a bench and find the part of the component what's failed inside the evaluation electronics. I just wanted to share it with you because I have 3 or 4 emails last month, some guys and one girl, actually, one woman, wanting to know. They've had problems with these in the past, but they haven't got a clue how they work or how to diagnose them. That's it. There's nothing more to say, really. Nothing more to say. Really, really straightforward system. So I'll end the video there. So I'm glad a couple of people are watching. That's great. Just a quick one, as you always tend to watch my live videos a little bit later on. As you know, I'm struggling for time. So I'm off work now for 1 month. It's statutory summer holiday, what I have in Finland. 1 month, fantastic, happy. It's midsummer tomorrow, so everyone's out getting drunk, so the streets are deserted, literally. Everyone's in the summer houses. And as soon as we don't have a summer house, I'm not there. But the streets are absolutely, completely deserted, which is fantastic. So where I'm up to, I'm going to have plenty of time, but I'm looking after the kid. Wife's got a job, so guess what? I'm going to be off for 1 month, going back for 1 month. And then after that, I'm off for 5 months. I'm off work for 5 whole, long, beautiful months looking after my kid. That's not going to be an holiday, though. It's going to be like harder than working. So I'm really struggling to find time to do videos. I've just got this new Asus monitor. It's absolutely fantastic. Just got some water on me. I don't know if it wasn't bird shit. Anyway, I've got a better workstation now. I can do my work better. But I'm finding I'm going to have to start using an AI video editor, I think. Not because I'm just going to throw some bullshit together, but it's just faster. I mean, these AI video editors, I tried once using InVideo and it was quite reasonable. But if I have a channel, like I've got a second channel, more about spirituality, I can use AI video editors really effectively on that channel. But on this channel, it's really hard to make automotive like fault finding content with AI. It just does really weird random stuff. which doesn't make sense. But CapCut's got a new feature on CapCut Web. You can throw some shorts together on that. But yeah, I'm struggling now because at work, I'm not allowed to even do shorts anymore. Yeah, you heard it right. So my entire channel's content has now been severed. The only thing I'm doing now, I'm focusing on case studies. A bit like when I write for the magazines that I write for. I'm going to start. Obviously, I take photos for the job so the customers can see what faults are were and where things are broken and stuff like that. So I've got so many photos, and I'm going to start writing them up like case studies. So basically, like how did I solve it? What was my mindset? I think it's better anyway that way because there's so many millions of these videos. Like for SEO optimization, it's always good to say, for example, N43 oil pressure sensor. I'm ranking #1 in the world for that in Google and YouTube, which is good. It's given me 50, 60,000 views over 2 years. It's a good performer. It brings a little bit of money in every month. Does that video, as does the suspension one on an F11. They're both extremely high ranking page 1 ranks in Google. But I don't want to be a BMW fault finder channel. I want to be a channel that teaches people how to find faults themselves. So to rank for that is very difficult. And there's only like 10,000 monthly search queries for fault finding. So yeah, it's a bit of a crap niche, isn't it? I'd rather have a niche where I just go around talking to people like this. To me, that's much better. Anyway, I'll sign off. Look at that boat there. It's a big one, isn't it? This river's pretty cool, actually. This river leads into the big lake, what you all know where I live. It's very nice. Let me know in the comments, please, what you want me to make. There's been a few suggestions. Again, I can always get library images and make good tutorials, but I'm gonna have to start employing AI more, really. It's getting better AI nowadays, actually. But I just don't have the time to sit all night on CapCut. I'm making a video about Euro 7 because it's coming in next year. By the way, if you don't know what Euro 7 is, it's going to be a massive game changer. In Finland, they've already made it illegal since last year to tune your car now. So the police are going around with spot checking everybody. And they have all these M57 diesels tuned with no DPF on, straight pipes. It's like €10,000 fine, they reckon, because you've got no DPF. So you can tune cars still, I believe, but you can't. They must still meet the emissions requirements of a standard vehicle, which if you tune it, it's not always so easy. But if you keep the DPF on, that's no problem. But yeah, all these people with these like 400 horsepower diesels, 500 horsepower diesels, they're going to have to be forced to put a DPF back on if they get caught. I mean, it's just not worth the fine. In Finland, they will fine you. It's the EU thing. So it's coming in. It's all about brake pads as well. Brake pads can't pollute anymore. Tyres can't shred microplastics anymore. So all these new components are going to have to be manufactured with different materials, which might mean that they don't really break or handle as well as they would with the older materials. But we'll see what it's all about. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you all soon.